got a little caster swapperoo in time for game 3. It's your boys Raafaa and Azael once back again, and as we get ready for this draft, we saw our first Hwei and Smolder picks in the LCS with some crazy fire coming between both teams. But now with 100 Thieves and Team Liquid on the horizon here, one of the things that we have to look at right away is that before, when they first met up in the very first week of the LCS, we had high expectations for Team Liquid against 100 Thieves.
Smolder man. Boo.
Come on, 100 Thieves. They saw what Dignitas were cooking. They're like, we cannot allow this through the draft, guys.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to get a cast a Smolder game because I've been playing a fair bit of this champ, and I think it is really, really strong. It is definitely a lot of fun to watch. We're on 14-3, first week of it. It's going to be a banger.
Yeah, but as I was saying before, 100 Thieves, the first time they met up against Team Liquid, they were touted as the not favored team, and they completely came back against Team Liquid and showed us that these guys have a lot more than what were really perceived to be before the season started.
Absolutely. I mean, the end of the first round robin, 100 Thieves, they are tied for second place, way above where everyone had them in the standings, so it is really exciting. We got some fans from Korea for UmTi. Respect.
Let's go.
All the
They're
way
here for the Fearless
LCS.
Admiral. Oh my goodness.
The general himself. We'll see how TL is going to be doing today. It's going to be a fun matchup, I think, between these two teams, Impact and Sniper. This was our season opener here. These two players going up against each other. It was the blind pick Riven, I believe it was, game, if we remember.
Counterpick.
It was counterpick, excuse me. Up against Impact. I believe that was one of the only losses he actually had on the Udyr. He was playing into the Udyr. Was a game that TL was winning. 100 Thieves were able to bring it back with some really great double TP plays, some good flanks that were able to turn things around. But no Udyr for Impact in this one. And Udyr has just been going crazy in the LCS. Coming into this week, it was 10-2 in the LCS. It was basically every win for TL was Impact playing on Udyr. This guy had been playing it every single time it's up. He is going to be on the K'Sante this time around. And Yeon will get his hands on the Kalista, which is really high prio. Going to be interesting to see if it's going to be a lane pairing, more of those range supports alongside it, or if it is going to be more of an aggressive kind of old school engage style that we used to see a lot more.
And something that we've already seen
Oh,
a pattern from
I like
Team
this.
Liquid in the past games. Losses were when they try to go for more early focus game strats, trying to prioritize the Lucian and just try to steamroll the game. Those didn't really work out in their favor. The games that they have won, a lot of late game priorities. So this one, Team Liquid, they don't want to just be identified as, well, if we don't scale, then we lose, right? So Team Liquid trying to have a little bit more of that early game pressure and try to prove against the 100 Thieves that they can actually beat them with something that is proactive early.
Yeah, see, with the Smolder record tracker on the poster in the stick dance, what I want to see is, can you track the stacks,
Ooh,
that'd be a hard poster to update if you haven't put a lot up there. But we are getting the Vi and Taliyah. Taliyah buffed on this patch. We saw Energy running this combo earlier. Did not work out that well for him, but I do think it's a great answer to Kalista. Kalista, when you are on that Unraveled Earth, if you are hopping around, it is very, very difficult. You can get locked down by that point and click engage. Try to flip in that Kalista, burst her down. If you try to use a Q or anything like that as the Kalista on that Unraveled Earth, you are going to get stunned up, with that little hop from the Q.
Yep.
Also, obviously, Varus pretty strong later here, so maybe seeing some of these potential jungle pairings getting banned away, or rather support pairings. The Olaf going to get taken away from Sniper. We saw one game, I believe, from him. It is something that a lot of pros who are comfortable playing these aggressive matchups do really like as one of those into K'Sante.
Yeah.
It is something that you can run over. Obviously, you have a lot of true damage on the E, but you can kind of just really brawl very, very heavily with the K'Sante. And you can kind of just run this guy down. K'Sante, is definitely, I think, a lot weaker these days than some of the 1v1s. Kobe, our Volibear one trick in the house, made it all the way to Grandmaster last season.
Yeah, true. Shoutouts to Kobe, man. He's grinding on a champion that most junglers would never, ever pick in this meta, or maybe for quite some time. A lot of movement speed items are gone. But as we close out this second draft phase, I want to highlight for 100 Thieves, as you already pointed out, this Vi Taliyah combo is going to be a huge threat for Team Liquid's carries, not just Kalista as well, but for Orianna, because that cease and desist, easy combo to lock in for the Taliyah's full burst. I want to see what Team Liquid is going to round out this composition with. I imagine that if you want to go for that lane prio, you want to go for something like an Enchanter support for CoreJJ.
Yeah, it absolutely could do that, but Nautilus also really is very powerful. These sorts of pairings do give you that hard engage. This is kind of what the old school way of playing Kalista was. People would always pair it with Nautilus or Alistar or these types of hard engage picks. Nowadays, they've been playing a lot more with enchanters. Renata, I always think, is kind of that best pairing with it, but it is banned away. Sejuani looking like that'll be the lock, so going to give themselves a little bit more time to decide what they want for that counter pick down in bot lane. If you're trying to win the 2v2, you want to see what support 100 Thieves are going to be going towards. 100 Thieves obviously need their top lane, they need their support, so they're going to have to make some decisions here. Maokai support is still quite strong on this patch, and there's a tiny chance of it playing top. I've been seeing a couple people mess around with the top lane again, but I think if it gets locked, it's almost 100% chance going to support.
Yeah, we'll have to see what 100 Thieves' last pick of the draft is to make sure. But if it were something like a Maokai, it would add on to how many point-and-click tools you have to lock something slippery down like this Kalista, which, to be honest, so far, that is going to be the most consistent damage threat that Team Liquid have in their pocket.
So Aatrox is going to be the pick here for Sniper. Aatrox and K'Sante, pretty solid matchup. You can definitely scale well into this. You know, generally it's considered to be pretty strong in the tanks. You have a good amount of sustain. It's difficult for tanks to kind of wear you down on their own.
Right.
We have been seeing Aatrox do really poorly in the LCS this split, but largely it has been into Udyr, which is just such a strong early laner that even though Aatrox is considered good in tanks, you kind of just lose to Udyr anyway. It's not the same story here with K'Sante, so I do think it's going to be a preferential matchup for Sniper up in the top lane, and we have Alistar as the pick here for Eyla. So looking for a little bit of hard engage there, more setup for that Taliyah. You're not just going to be relying on that Vi ultimate. The engage can come through from Alistar, set up things like the Varus ultimate, the Varus Q, and flips in as well. CoreJJ, if he goes back to the Taric, this is something that he was actually really well known for. This was back to the Doublelift days when he was playing with Doublelift. They did a lot of, I want to say it was Sona Taric, one of the kind of first bot lanes in our league that were doing a lot of that. And we're going to get the Taric pick here. This is first of the split, I believe, for Core, and I want to check if it's first at like total. I'm going to double check on that, but this is something that he is very comfortable with. It's a really strong scaling support. It's very powerful as well, you know, with that Kalista, to be able to have that ultimate in, you know, give you that safety to go aggressive. You use that Taric ultimate offensively, ideally, so you try to start out the fight, you try to look to get really high value from that, especially against a team that has really telegraphed hard engage. As soon as the Vi ult starts flying in, Vi can't cancel that and say, just kidding. Taric presses R, and as long as you keep you alive, you could potentially, with good timing, deny that whole Vi Taliyah combo that they've been drafting for. So really excited to see how they're going to play this out. The weakness, of course, is that Taric is not a super strong laner. You don't have a lot of presence in lane.
Right.
But that being said, against melee supports like the Alistar, as long as you're getting those autos out for the passive cooldown reduction to be able to get more heals, more ease out, you can still have quite a bit of value.
Right. And I have to say, the pivot from Nautilus into Alistar for Eyla gives a little bit of flexibility as well, because normally once you go in with Nautilus, you're also kind of in there with Vi. But with Alistar, if you want to just punch someone away or knock out someone as they go in for the entrance, that is at least some peeling ability that you'll have, and it's more flexibility for this overall 100 Thieves composition. But as you pointed out, Cosmic Radiance on the side of CoreJJ. Great timing on that, can deny so much burst and that early burst of damage from the side of 100 Thieves as they look for the initial pick, which allows for that second fight to be super successful for them.
Absolutely, and I did check it out to confirm. It is not only the first Taric pick of the LCS, it is the first Taric pick this season of any of the top 4 major regions, so no one has picked it yet. So another one. LCS has been really popping off with so many different unique picks this year. It has been really fun to watch, and CoreJJ gonna add another one to the list here with the Taric, and we're heading on into game 100 Thieves versus TL. Week 4 of the LCS.
You know what? We got to shout out Mark Z once again. Thank you, Kamish. It is solely because of you we are getting Taric in this game. There's no other reason. I refuse to believe it as...
Yep, and if they lose, direct all complaints to @TheMarkZ on Twitter.
His DMs are open on Twitter.
He loves that.
All right, as we take to the Rift, first opening seconds of the game. Nothing too fancy here. It's just a defensive line of scrimmage from both sides. Maybe Quid goes in for a little bit of poke here, but it's just the standard emote game from APA. He throws up a taunt, and Quid will look for the reset.
Yep, Quid going to be looking for that reset. It's going to be really interesting to see how he actually performs on this. Taliyah, again, as I mentioned, did get some buffs on this patch. They're going to help a lot with the push. The base damage on your Q went up, which is very significant. Even though it is only a small number, it was increased by about 10, I believe. Because you were spamming it out, it's very significant. And also the E cooldown got flat reduced to, I believe, 14 at all ranks now. So the wave clear is a lot better. And when Taliyah can get out of lane, it is so impactful to be able to move around the map, to really be able to make things happen. So going to be interested to see, who gets push. Is it still going to be the Orianna, kind of as you would expect previous patch, or will those buffs have shifted things enough that Quid could actually be the one getting push?
Yeah, and to kind of scope it out here, Azael, I know there's a lot of things to talk about narratively for both of these teams, especially from what we saw in that first round robin match, but where are you kind of looking at first in these few opening lines?
I think you're going to be watching bot lane. I do think these bot lanes are going to be pretty spicy. And anytime you have Kalista, if it gets ahead of the pace of the game, it's going to be important. But we also have to be looking up towards top lane. That Riven, the first time around that I talked about, this was Sniper and Impact in 2016. In 2016, this was a 10-year-old Sniper, and this was not the career debut for Impact, by the way. He played, and his debut was back, I want to say, was it 2012 or 2013 in Korea? So Sniper would have been like 6 when Impact started playing Pro League, which is crazy to think. You also have to give so much respect over to Impact. It's not just that he's been playing for a long time. This guy has been dominating at the top level for so long, has won so many championships, has won championships on 3 different rosters, I want to say, in the LCS alone, has gone to international, continued to keep that level of play up. So it is so cool to have, one of our absolute greatest veterans in the entire game, not even just in the LCS. This guy has been so good for so long. And then he is going up against Sniper, one of the absolute youngest players, this kind of rising star who has so much promise. And it'll be really fun to see who comes out on top of this, because Impact was very confident that Sniper wasn't really going to be able to do much of anything against him last time, but Sniper came out on top. So Impact definitely is not going to be wanting to lose again. Yeah,
it's the exciting contrast, and it shows how long our esport has been around for. The fact that you can have someone like Impact with such a tenured career now playing against someone who has been a hyped-up prospect that we've known about since he was 12, 13 years old, first hitting Challenger, and upon making his debut, guys, he picked Riven against Impact.
And won.
And he won. Now...
It refused to elaborate.
You know what? You're right. Refuse to elaborate. Let the results dictate.
But it's definitely wild. It's been interesting, right? Because I think that when we've talked to a lot of the top laners, they're like, Sniper's not that good. They're not that impressed by him. But his stage results, I think, have been speaking for themselves. I think he's doing a lot better than people were expecting. Most people that I was talking to, prior to the split, were saying, he's going to have a rough start. He's not there yet. We think he could get there, but he's not there yet, and it's going to be a tough beginning of his career in the LCS. Maybe he should have taken another split in Academy or something like that. But here he is, and he is performing on stage. Has been doing well.
Yeah, and I'll put myself on blast. I was in that camp where I was like, man, they are bringing in Sniper a little way too early. I'm wrong, guys. I put 100 Thieves at 7th in this preseason power rankings. I was also wrong. My bad. Also, shout out to David Shynock, who put me on blast as well. It's like, it's okay. 100 Thieves came with a vengeance, and they are really pulling a heist so far in this first round robin record.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also fun, just talking about the top lane, there's so much to talk about because they have such a different style, these two players, right? In the shared champion pool, very little shared between these two players, just like Asante, in fact. Impact has been, very much back to the tanks. A lot of talk about how strong tank itemization is in this season. King of Rooker and Frozen Heart, plus just Bomby, that has become kind of the big 3 that every tank is rushing for. And Impact has kind of been, having that recipe for success, where over on the other side, it's very clearly more towards that aggressive play, different style of champions coming out from Sniper. That's the style that he has kind of made his own, and what he really wants to be known for.
First 5 minutes have passed. Both the little grubbies as well as the first dragon has spawned, and neither jungler has made an inclination to really play for it quite yet, but most of the push has been favoring 100 Thieves so far after this last shove-in. But there's a moment where they're looking for a reset. Do Team Liquid want to try and find a dragon here?
It looks like they are going to, especially if that bot lane does reset. You have to say, though, Yeon is basically tapped on mana as well. River now has info that this is going on. And it is 100 Thieves with the bot lane push right now. Core is going to make the first move over here. But again, Yeon basically out of mana completely. Mid is in parity. This might just be a bit of a flip, but it does look like 100 Thieves have made a decision. No, APA is going to be moving down, and that will force them to back off.
Yeah, APA getting that first shove was super crucial for Team Liquid because, as you called out, Yeon was not high on combat power at the time, but having that 4 versus 3 potential advantage secures them the Dragon. And because River committed that time over, wait a minute, they might look for something here in the bot lane. UmTi, if he wants to look for Q into Flash, not going to commit it, just going to play it cool.
Yep, and River is there to cover, so, you know, had he overcommitted like that, trying to go for a Q/W, likely would have been really heavily punished here. Quid trying to push up, potentially going to look for an angle to stop that recall, but APA far enough back that it won't be able to happen. And Quid just going to be trying to clear out this wave as fast as possible. He knows he needs to hover his bot lane. They know River could be around, and River's going to show.
River is still charging up the Q, but as soon as UmTi shows, River decides not to engage. This is really tricky because, as you already called it, Azael, once either Vi or Sejuani commits, if they cannot get out, as there's a flash already in the top side, Sniper popping the ultimate as well, Impact going all out as well. A lot of damage. Sniper wins the 1v1.
What a flash there from Sniper as well. Impact tried to knock him back into the tower and tried to look for that ulti to go all out and pull him under the turret, but Sniper early flashes, and it means that the Cassante ult pulls him away from the tower instead, and Sniper just pops the ulti, turns it around. We can watch this one more time. We've seen it 1,000 times if you've seen it once. It is E forward, Q3, try to W him back in the turret, then look for the all out. But that flash meant Impact is going the wrong way. He's low. He doesn't have the assistance that he was counting on from the tower. And this is just great stuff here from Sniper. Slams him down for the isolated first blood there in the top lane, and he is looking happy about that.
He's almost shocked. He's like, oh my god, I just did that. Viper, if you're watching right now, I cannot imagine how proud you are watching your little bro go from week 1, super nervous on the LCS stage, now solo killing the same opponent now in week 4.
I mean, their whole family is just insane at League of Legends. The Viper, you know, former LCS pro, Crimson, Challenger player, Sniper, now LCS pro. All 3 brothers are Challenger. Those parents just need to have 2 more kids, and then they can have a full LCS squad themselves.
That could definitely be the angle, as Team Liquid are able to secure the grubs for themselves. UmTi still forward in the front line. Massive shockwave tries to bring them all in, but that unraveled over from Quid. Did a lot of damage, already taking down UmTi. APA forced the flash, but the flash committed as well. Quid is just cooking up Team Liquid on a platter, as now CoreJJ and Impact are forced to run, but Core's not getting out. 100 Thieves are running away with the game on this one.
Yeah, they are crushing him. It's a 3 for 0 on that top side after already getting the solo kill up in the top lane. Look at Sniper now, picks up another kill, 2 assists as well. As TL, we're trying to commit very heavily to this, but they don't have a lot of damage here. It's really just APA and 3 tanks. So all 100 Thieves had to do is keep APA out of the fight. The shockwave was big, but at the end of the day, this is an early game Orianna, and then you see this turn. As soon as the APA steps forward for that shockwave, he just gets ulted by River. River had held that the entire time, waiting for him, knowing that Orianna was the only true threat. With him eliminated, there's nothing the rest of the squad can do. And they're looking happy about it. 100 Thieves cruising early on in this game.
Already a quick replay of both of the young solo laners from 100 Thieves popping off and having a good time. And I just have to say, it might have been a mismanaged. I'll hold up. Another fight on the top side. Sniper now 2v1. I don't think he's getting out of this one. With a little bit of help, Impact gets the shutdown.
Yeah, nice gank there up on the top side. UmTi going to get up towards top lane. And this time, as you say, they're going to be able to burst him down. I think Sniper likely was sitting on a fair bit of gold as well. We'll see if he does actually have a buy. Yeah, he's sitting on 1,100 more gold, so close to that one item completion. So even though, you know, he is up a lot in gold, he's not at that full combat power.
CoreJJ and Yeon still have flash, so they're still safe. I thought it looked like maybe River was going to try to all-in with that cease and desist, but they have enough distance to get away.
Yep, going to be able to just cleanse and walk it out. So the Profane Hydra now completed. You know, that's the item that you're kind of waiting for. It is so powerful on the Aatrox. Really on a lot of champions. We've talked about it a lot, but because it has that bonus damage on the active below 50% HP, any champion with a lot of upfront burst, it's very easy to knock your opponent in these trade patterns down. And then try.
Uh-oh, APA doesn't have flash from that grub fight before. Easy combo for the Taliyah to follow up. Shockwave tries to pull them back, but he's still dead and gone.
3 straight kills now for Quid. 3-0-1 on the Taliyah. Looking good showcasing the power of this combo. And that is something I want to say, you know, River is so good at, is punishing missing cooldowns. If you think back to that last game, as there's a skirmish here, I think Core maybe could walk it out.
He might have the flash here. It's the Fate's Call from Yeon that keeps him safe and keeps the Summoner spell intact.
That was actually so close, though. He really held that ultimate long. And another flip in there from Quid. He is just kind of on fire right now, but you know,
I don't think he's missed a single one here so far.
It feels like it. Oh, God. Okay.
Ayla igniting his former bot lane duo, just saying, nah, buddy, you can't back there.
When did Hylissang come to LCS? That's crazy. I didn't even know he was here.
Well,
oh, man.
with that priority, 100 Thieves are just going to be able to get this second dragon of the game.
Absolutely, but I really want to touch back on the first game that they played against each other. It was River on Vi, and it was API on Ziggs, and he punished him so badly on the missing summoners. Quid may have to be flashing out of this situation. We'll see.
Already using the prison there. River engages. CoreJJ flashes back, but the Cosmic Gradient pops. But Team Liquid don't have another way to engage, so 100 Thieves just get out.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this game, you know, River now on the top side, they fight over by the Herald. Back in trouble.
Oh, but nice from Impact, using the all-out to dodge that last Q3 from Sniper. He's able to survive for now. Oh, pulling him back in the tower, but no turret shot, no punish.
Man, this is a really scrappy game. You know, anytime I try to talk about it, another fight breaks out.
That's the life of the color caster.
There you go. But yeah, River's just insane at actually punishing missing cooldowns. So that's kind of the TLDR. He did it in the previous game between these two teams, was able to do it here again. You know, forced out the flash from APA with his ultimate. The Herald fight got the kill anyway, then immediately goes back mid, kills him again before flashes up. This is something this guy is really well known for when you're talking to these other pros. He is so frustrating to play against because he really understands the gank timings very, very well, knows exactly when he can drop camps, when he can actually make these moves to make something happen here.
With that priority both already gained from mid lane, you get the grubs for free on the side of 100 Thieves, so it denies Team Liquid from getting all 6. So we're going to get a chance to look at our Kia multi-lane on both mid jungle and bottom lane. Yeon and Core having successfully pushed Meech off of the tower because Ayla went for a roam to cover mid lane during that time. So it looks like they at least get one turret play out of it, but the grubs are awarded over to 100 Thieves.
Yep, going to be able to trade the grubs to that, so not that big a deal. You lose the plate on bot side. Yeon has not really been accelerated too much. He's actually going for a pretty defensive build here as well. You know, to go for the early tabbies, knows that it is going to be, you know, likely Varus, Vi, Aatrox all kind of rushing down towards him.
Engage from Ayla. Do they really want to take this one? Chain of Corruption's already used as well, but it's the teleport coming in. It's double teleport Azael. Both Sniper and Quid are arriving to the party. A 4v2 on bot lane. Yeon tries to pull in. CoreJJ the flash. It's not enough. Quid takes him out.
Both the 100 Thieves youngsters, they're flashing forward to follow Sniper and Quid. Instant response to that flash out from Yeon. They're able to burst him down and going to be able to get a nice punish here, take at least one plate away, and there could be an angle for a redot, but they're not going to risk it because it is that Sejuani, very tanky with the Frozen Heart already completed. Small victory on the top side as it will be a plate going the way of Impact to punish that TP down towards bot side from Sniper, but you know, 100 Thieves again going to be feeling really happy about this. To the carries from TL, just feel like they can get no purchase in this game. You know, it's 0-2-0 for APA. The Kalista on the bot side has not really been able to get the kind of prio that they wanted, has not had that lane dominance that they wanted. So both these guys have been put pretty far behind.
And now this Rift Herald fight, Team Liquid are down cooldowns, whereas 100 Thieves, the only one that could be exposed here is Quid, which is already why he's taking a defensive posture on that left lane.
No flash Yeon, so that's who they may be going for. He's going to have to position well.
Let's see, Yeon is already stepping up, trying to see if he can stack these spears to help for that spear, but as you called it out, Ayla is flanking around. APA has the guard, and meanwhile, Rift Herald is secured by Team Liquid, but now they're pincered here as long as APA can guide them out safely. Ayla still looking for the flank angle. CoreJJ popping the Cosmic Radiance, all on the Sniper. They cannot take any burst, but now the Cosmic Radiance is gone, but they're still doing enough damage as they take out Meech. Sniper in the middle of all 5, cannot get anything done. River's gonna be next. No one falls from Team Liquid. They survive.
Man, the Taric ultimate from CoreJJ was massive for TL in that fight. Ayla had the flank angle, but the ulti lands from Core before he can actually get the combo off. They keep him alive, and it bought so much time for Yeon in this fight. APA does a good job marking Eyla on the bot side of the screen, but then watch the timing here as it comes down. The shockwave is there. That CC's up Sniper. Yeon survives right before that combo comes through. He's able to cleanse, he's able to kite back, he's able to burst them down. On the other side, Impact as well was going crazy in the all-out. It's all down to that Taric timing. If you hard engage with Taric having that ultimate available, you have to be certain that you're going to kill them before the Taric ult does fall. In this case, 100 Thieves not able to do it, and TL from a deficit punished them hugely, getting a couple kills there for Yeon. So not only does he complete that Blade of the Rune King, he's now got, some extra gold to boot, going to be working towards, very likely, Rage Blade.
Yeah. That first grub fight, 100 Thieves thought by taking the fight at Rift Herald, it was just a thought, thinking it was a rehearsal dinner for them, but Team Liquid showing what happens when you actually have your ultimates available for that fight and how the composition is supposed to be played out. So now, having experienced the brunt end of that side, 100 Thieves have to be a little bit more calculated of when they are choosing to go in and waiting out those cooldowns.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to be perfect with those engages. If you can nail it, there's not that many threats over on the TL side. If you get that perfect initial engage, you kill off Yeon or you kill off APA, there's probably not enough damage in the tank, from that TL squad to be able to win through. Impact and Sniper trading heavily here.
River's going to find CoreJJ, looking for the dazzle, the flash, the guarantee right on top of it. Quid is in there as well, Weaver's wall, but Eyla is buying time onto Yeon and APA. Yeon calls over CoreJJ with that face call, gets the two-man knockup as well, looking for the dazzle stun. River right on top of Yeon, no damage to follow up. Sniper's looking for it, but Yeon is kiting around, he's safe. APA is also safe. Team Liquid running away with the fight once again. Quid's in trouble, he's gone. Team Liquid are smurfing on 100 Thieves.
Yeon is starting to take over these last couple of fights. The cooldowns haven't been there from 100 Thieves, but it feels like they're kind of haphazardly forcing the play anyway. We saw River going with the ulti, but there's no flash on Quid, there's no flash on Sniper. Sniper didn't even have his ultimate to try to follow up. They can't get to the back line and actually get these kills, and things are really starting to fall apart here for 100 Thieves after what was an incredible start. Out of nowhere, they're now down 2.5k. They're down a dragon here, and it's starting to look pretty tough for this 100 Thieves squad, who had a brilliant beginning to this game. We can watch this fight one more time. This flash for the stun from Core was a little bit surprising to me, looking for that dazzle stun, because Yeon isn't really in position to follow up. Quid comes in with the ulti. They try to just kind of zone him out, but then look at the kind of miscoordination there. Eyla is flashing over the Taliyah ult to try to get the combo on Yeon, but Quid is going for someone else. He's not ready for that. He's not going for the flip in for that seismic shove. They have to be on point with this. Then, when Sniper arrives, he doesn't even have his ulti. He used it down in bot lane when he was scrapping with Impact. So these core cooldowns that you're dependent upon as this burst composition are missing, and the coordination, the communication was not there. Eyla and Quid of two different minds in that fight. Had Yeon been flipped in off that flash combo from Eyla, it could look completely different.
Yeon being unchecked in this fight. We talked about it in the draft phase that you have to look at this Kalista to being the most consistent damage dealer. If he's gone, if he's taken out early on, then it's an easier win for 100 Thieves. But the fact that Yeon remains alive now puts more onus and agency for 100 Thieves, really execute these combos together.
Yeah, you have to be perfect from this position, especially because, Yeon, if he realizes the only way that they can actually lose is him getting 100-0, he can just go shield bow next. He can start going really kind of more tanky defensive itemization. Doesn't have to necessarily maximize DPS, because everyone over on the 100 Thieves side is pretty squishy. You don't need a super high damage build to deal with any of those teammates. So I do think you can start to look to go pretty tanky. Just make sure you're not getting 100-0. Look for those sorts of plays. We could see things like Knight's Vow coming out from Core. We could see things like Locket coming out from Core. Just build towards making sure they can't one-shot Yeon. And TL, I think, are going to be in a pretty good spot. So 100 Thieves are going to have to make sure that they are absolutely on point in these next couple fights. When it does happen, they've got to be crisp with the engage. They've got to make sure that they're communicating ahead of time to know when someone's going to go in. Eyla has to be saying, I'm going to be looking for Yeon in this next flash. Hold your seismic shove.
Yep. Almost 20 minutes into the game. Gold lead in advantage for Team Liquid by 3,000. Looking for Yeon. Oh, he tried to perfectly cleanse it. Not quite. So the root is enough time for River to get in range and look for the cease and desist. Yeon just might be in trouble here. Still at the flash. Waiting until the very end of the Cosmic Radius. It's going to keep him alive. Eyla tries to punch him in. They finally take out Yeon. Can this fight be won from 100 Thieves at this point? It's now up to APA to see if he has the damage to be able to last longer. But Quid already falls. What can APA do here? He's being kept back by Sniper as he is marking him and preventing any more damage from Team Liquid to come on in. River now isolating CoreJJ. Doesn't hit the Q, but Ayla's there to follow up with a knockup and CoreJJ will fall.
Yeah, and the question is, do they go for anything more here with this? Do they try to push for the tier 1 top? Doesn't look like it just yet. They are just going to be taking the scuttle, reclaiming some vision. We can watch this one more time as Yeon stepping forward, looking for an angle for the 1v1 here against Meech, but he gets slowed up by the hail of arrows slightly early on the cleanse. Honestly, didn't make much of a difference. I think that River is going to get in range regardless here with the ulti, but then you can see the Bastion shield with the W, flashes forward, gets the Q heal as well from the Taric. It does come down. That has got to be like 10 HP. Okay, 45 HP is what I see there in the bottom left. But at the end of the day, Eyla headbutts him back into the team. Meech gets the shutdown. Sniper is there with the ulti. They have the cooldowns. You know, Quid getting locked up by that ulti from UmTi was really well placed. They do get a kill back on the other side, but at the end of the day, they're just too light on the damage. It was only APA to really be able to put out any pressure, and he wasn't going to be able to do it at this point of the game.
And you can just see, we've already talked about it before, but this fight, the state of this game has been so hinged on whether Yeon is alive or not at the beginning of the fight. As Impact might be picked off here.
See if he can get out.
Already popped a ghost, trying to speed on out. Maybe he gets out of this one. Wow, he is a tanky boy. So Impact is going to survive this one. But that is down a Summoner Spell now in the next couple of minutes, actually under a minute. This next dragon will be spawning and not having that cooldown. Maybe it doesn't hurt Team Liquid at the most, but it's going to make him less mobile.
Yeah, it is definitely, you know, impactful in some of these fights. At the same time, they did get Meech's ult out. You know, had he died right before Baron or right by Baron, maybe they go, but Ayla in trouble.
Ayla right onto Yeon, but the Cosmic Radiance is there to guarantee no burst will come through. UmTi is front-loading all the damage as well, stunning up Quid. Meanwhile, they find Yeon onto the back line, but there's no damage to follow up. Yeon is still alive. Ayla's trying to keep him busy, but APA is winning the fight for Team Liquid while Yeon is being kept busy. Sniper wins one onto Impact and UmTi. River now still alive, barely blink on an HP. This one not really going convincingly to either side.
I mean, it looked like it was going to go heavily to TL, but that seismic shove from Quid gets them 2 kills there, catching both UmTi and Impact, and now they're going to try to go for Baron.
Yeah.
They're just starting it up on the other side. Does TL actually make the move? They're starting to move, but it's very late. They're going to leave Yeon to finish off the Dragon.
Oh, late Sniper dies to the Baron! River is also super low. He might die to Baron too. No! River's going to... On this late strike spine, the shield, the healing isn't going to be enough. Wolverines, they get it! It's a heist, baby! And 100 Thieves are out of there.
Oh my god, I thought they were going to have to bail out for sure, but they had good enough vision spotting APA. The APA could not get there in time to punish. They do lose Sniper to the neutral, and TL are able to get a Dragon on the other side, so they're going to be one off Soul on Soul Point now. But it's a good risky move here from 100 Thieves to be able to get something back. And let's watch this one more time. Again, it's all about, can you coordinate on the initial play? Flash forward there from Eyla, but there's no seismic shove available because UmTi is marking Quid. Really good tank play here from UmTi. You know, recognizing it's not the threat of the engage I have to mark, it's the threat of the follow-up I have to mark. So he goes forward, he gets the ulti down on Quid. Quid can't land that seismic shove. That one's not on him. This one he does nail, which was really a bailout because TL, look at their health. They were crushing this fight. They would not have been able to get that Baron without that beautiful seismic shove. Gets them 2 kills. They go to top side. They do lose Sniper, but they get the Baron, and they keep themselves very close in this game as far as gold. Obviously, if you give over Ocean Soul to a Sejuani, Taric, as well as Ekasante, you're probably going to lose the game. But at least they have an opportunity here to look for those fights.
Ayla might be caught here, no flash available. There's the stun from the permafrost into the glacial prison. Ayla using the ultimate to damage reduce all of it. River coming over the wall. Quid, can he find the seismic shove onto the priority target? It's on the CoreJJ. That's not really ideal. River's going to be falling for that one. Impact making sure that Sniper can't get into the fight either. All out still available, but not needing it, as he's going to be able to kite this one out. Team Liquid taking away the advantage that they already took out River. 5-on-4 strong in the map.
I mean, River is just way too far behind to be any sort of a solo threat onto Yeon. So there he finds the Q onto Yeon, but there's an immediate lock, an immediate W shield there from the Taric as well, plus the heal comes through. They're never going to be able to 100-0 this guy before the ultimate comes down, so he has to use the ultimate actually to retreat, to try to get back over the Taliyah wall, to try to get out of there. But there was no ability to really follow up, and if they can't threaten Yeon, they clearly cannot win these fights. We've seen it time and time again. You know, Quid had a pretty good angle over the wall looking for that seismic shove, but it was still into that Taric ultimate, so nothing really came of it. And TL are going to be able to win another fight. as CoreJJ passes Special for ninth most assists all time. Special definitely one of the early legendary players in the LCS. In his days with TSM, remembered very fondly by many.
And even for a brief time too, on Team Liquid. It came over when they were still Cursed and then rebranded over to Team Liquid. Shout out to Alex Chu. As Team Liquid gonna be posing up here, ready to see what waves they can catch and see if they can look for another pick here. Eyla still doesn't have Flash, and he was an easier target for them to get last time, and that baited 100 Thieves into that fight. Every single time, Team Liquid have been playing so well around the Cosmic Radiance timing his impact. Ghosting in, looking for an engage. Was ready to go for Meech with that all out, but Eyla there just making sure that he is marked, and Impact does not find the pick.
Yeah, Impact knows there's no point in going for anything too risky. The game really is going in their favor, so you don't need to roll the dice on something like that, right? You know, take only the high percentage plays. You can see UmTi. This is pretty questionable, I'm not going to lie. UmTi going for a heel cut here.
Oh, the Executioner's calling.
The Executioner's Sejuani. It's a little bit sus, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, the W does physical damage, so it's like, it's not the worst thing. Impact, though, might be in trouble. The all-out brings it right back with the Infernal Chains. That's a pick for 100 Thieves and going to barrel down mid lane.
Yep. Well, we'll see. UmTi on the side here, poking away. It's a great pick. You can see 100 Thieves pushing up top lane with the Taliyah, pushing in mid lane after that kill on Impact. Impact feeling a little bit too confident, you know, sitting alone against 4 under that tower. Yes, you are tanky, but you are not that tanky. You're not really ahead in gold. In fact, they are now down a couple thousand gold after these couple towers did fall, 400 Thieves. So it's going to be all about the setup here, you know, trying to prepare themselves for this big fight potentially. You know, you look on the mini-map, look at all these wards littering this entire area. TL trying to dominate vision in that section of the map, really making sure that they are the ones who are going to have all this info around this next dragon fight. It is going to be coming up here pretty soon, and we'll see if they can dominate that area. Because they get Ocean Soul, they probably just straight up win the game, and 100 Thieves are going to have to try to reclaim vision.
And shout out to the observers showing that it's pure darkness for the side of 100 Thieves. Walking in could just be face.
They have to wait for Quid. They can't just walk up, because even if it's someone tanky doesn't get one shot, you need your whole team there to follow up. So they're waiting for Quid coming out of base. They saw APA bot lane, so now I think they're going to feel confident to push through mid, then walk down into the river and try to reclaim vision that way. You can see that Impact is trying to hold that mid lane wave, but if he's shown there, again, you can try to walk in with this 5-man squad.
Yeah, and you have the number advantage for the moment. You just have to wait on Impact to be able to collect that wave. Let's see here. Eyla gonna get engaged on by UmTi first. Seismic Show catches Core. River trying to front load and mark Impact on the other side. Yeon and APA separated from the rest of the front line, so not much damage is being traded right on back. Quid maintaining this posture aggressively as UmTi tries to get back into this banana brush. Impact walking back on over as the dragon stacking has begun with these Ren stacks from Yeon. Impact trying to see if he can look at, oh, Quid, Weaver's Wall comes in too late, as you called it, Azael. They already used the Glacial Prison as defensively, but here comes Sniper trying to look for a flank. But Art of War dictates flank on the weakest side of the flank here. Cosmic Rain is going to be popped up as Yeon can now dash aggressively in. Meanwhile, they're trying to turn on back, but Sniper's going to be waiting in the wings as well. But Yeon turns right on back once again, but they've already lost UmTi in the fight. Team Liquid just have to pick to a side and commit. They cannot be just getting pulled apart in both of these sides as 100 Thieves have now marked up for death. River might go down to Impact. It's one back over to Team Liquid, but Quid with the flash finds APA. Eyla disengaging and being able to find APA as well on the back end of it as well. 100 Thieves take a fight in their own.
Yeah, Quid is going to be able to find a big pick there on APA. They get both the carries. They were too slow on the engage here. They were trying to buy so much time. They were waiting for Sniper, who was coming around from below the fight, but it was very difficult to fight past the Orianna ball. We see the Snipers trying to come in from the bot side, but it's all about Orianna zoning people out on the other side. Once APA moves back into this kind of area, you can see everyone from 100 Thieves able to pile forward. Eyla is stepping up, Meech is stepping up, Quid is stepping up. They no longer have that zone control, and then this flash in so good from Eyla, catches out Yeon, they burst them down, they know they need to get more, they gave up Ocean Soul, which is massive, and that Ocean Soul regen paying dividends for Impact already, but then this flash forward from Quid, APA trying to sidestep it, can't quite get it, earns them another kill, so they still have a chance in this game, but they know it is going to be really difficult from this point. 3 tank items completed there for Impact on the top side, 2.5 done for UmTi. And CoreJJ there as well, you know, going to be getting tankier and tankier. It's going to be so difficult to actually punch through, not only the initial kind of damage that they have to get out, but now the Ocean Soul regen. Like, if you don't kill off Yeon right off the bat, he can heal up a fair amount in that Ocean Soul during the Taric ultimate. That's extra regen that is all more health you're going to have to be dealing with. And he has the Wit's End now, so he has the additional resistances from there. With that BF, very likely could just be a BT last, you know, really just trying to make sure he's staying alive.
100 Thieves. A huge obstacle that they have to overcome against Ocean Soul Team Liquid. They are ahead in gold, yes, but as you already pointed out, Yeon is going to be so tough to kill the raid boss. But Quid, this guy has leveled up so much since his first split in the LCS last summer. So much more confidence from this guy as he is flashing aggressively in these fights. He doesn't have flash up for this next potential fight, but if there is magic that can be made, it will be from this guy's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And he does have that Morello, so they do have some sort of heal cut at the very least. Morello is obviously a pretty cheap buy now, so you can kind of tech into that more easily. But that really is their only heal cut right now. And River does get stunned up, but UmTi's in trouble.
Ayla finds an engage onto UmTi. Meech has already done a decent amount of damage. Cosmic Radiance prevents further bursts coming in as Impact marks Sniper. Here comes Ayla looking for the engage on APA, but the stasis, there's the flip from Quid. He finds it once again. Shockwave is going to delay time, but APA still goes down. Yeon is on the left side. Quid turns tail. They got him! 100 Thieves! They got both of the carries! And now Team Liquid are running for the hills, but Impact is pinned against the wall as Quid finds him once again. He surely will take him out. Impact maybe gets out alive at this point, but 100 Thieves still have 5 members to push down for the Nexus.
Yeah, that should be it. 100 Thieves, I think they've done it. The tanks are hard to crack, but they catch APA. They catch Yeon, and they burst them down.
100 Thieves in their first match against Team Liquid at the beginning of the season. So many were skeptical that this team would not make much in this season. They said it was the heist in the first week, but 100 Thieves just might show that it's not a heist, it's a promise that this roster will deliver in the Spring Split as River and the rest of 100 Thieves carry forward this momentum, looking for the last Nexus tower. They're running out of minions, but they will persevere through. A few more auto attacks will do it. 100 Thieves take the game!
100 Thieves. Another win for this team. 2-0 now against TL on the split. Starting off week 4 here with a bang. Both their games, you know, eerily reminiscent of each other. It feels like they start out strong, they dig themselves into a little bit of a hole, but then they're able to come back through their playmaking. They're staying confident, they're staying aggressive. And I've got to say, what a game from Quid.
Yes.
I think he was incredible today on the Taliyah. This guy has leveled up massively from last year. We are seeing the promise that people have been talking about with this guy. And we are seeing the team really step up around him as well. You know, Meech having a great game on the Varus, 7-1-8, only died that one time, 9-2-8 for Quid as well. A lot of the concern around this 100 Thieves roster was, well, who's supposed to be the carry? You have all these young players. We don't really know if they're going to be able to be consistent. We don't know if you can count on them to get it done when it matters most. But here, they were able to do just that. Catching APA, catching Yeon, time and time again. The perfect timing there on that seismic shove as well. But we're going to be heading for a break ahead of Shopify Rebellion versus FlyQuest. Let's see how FlyQuest is doing on Are You Smarter Than?
Can you guys think for us?
I think we can.
Well, I'm getting
I wasn't sure
one
if you
shot
were done drinking.
Just
so-
do it.
No, that's cool. Honestly, I felt my throat a little gravelly at the
Get
end.
out after.
I think that's
Just
okay.
Get out. Get out.
Wait, how did I die?
Good.
They're very kinda strong.
Of Are You Smarter Than LCS Pro? Next category, we're going to talk about some items.
We're doing the same thing again.
So I'm going to say essentially a build path, and you're going to list as many items that you can think of that build from this specific item. Okay?
Oh.
They're worth 1 point each.
Oh my god.
So, Bounty of Worlds builds into 5 different... Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
The 5 items?
Yeah.
Dream. Oh, he doesn't even know. Okay. The first one is Blood Song.
Yes, that's one.
Dream.
Sleepy dreams, good dreams.
I don't know if it's Dreamcatcher, Dreammaker. Let's go.
Dreammaker.
Dreammaker.
is
There we
right.
go.
You can't give it to him. Oh, it's lost.
Yeah.
There's 3 others.
Then we got Zack.
What's the next part of it? What's the...
Come on.
No.
Can I help him or not?
You can't help him until he fails and it bounces back to you, so.
Really, don't give me half point for Zack?
No.
Please.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna toss it to Dig.
Celestial Opposition.
Yes.
Solstice Slay.
Yes.
Zack's Realm Spike.
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm bad at items and making names all of them.
I don't even read the new items. I don't know what the names are. I was hoping for some math questions, not leak questions.
All right. I am going to read you the description of an item, and you're gonna tell me what item it is.
Okay.
Okay? Unique Hex Charged, gained 30 ultimate haste. Unique Overdrive.
I mean, I know which item it is. The one that you buy on Nocturne first item. But what does it like? How is it the name? Hex plate. Something. Hex
he's
plate.
not gonna guess it.
Your teammates are dying.
He gets half a point at least.
Hex plates. Hex plate. Hex plate. That's it.
Do you know what it is?
Experimental hexblade.
Yes.
Good job.
We get half a point at least. It's rigged because we set up Tomo. We told him it's hexblade.
All right. Unique Light Shield Strike. Your next basic attack.
Cyclosword.
No.
Sundered Sky.
Yes.
Okay, he's too good. He's too good. He's too good. Booster, go. Like, I agree really hard.
Not lost yet. It's not lost yet.
Colossal Consumption. While within 700 units of an enemy champion, generate a stack on them each second, stacking up to 3 times. $30 per target second cooldown.
Hard still.
Yes.
You didn't know it's hard still when
I didn't even know it did half that stuff.
That wraps up round 2. Now we're gonna go to a break.
You ready?
I think so.
Yeah, just remember, stay in your lane, keep your vision up at all times. Time is gonna be everything here. So you don't wanna go too fast, but you also don't wanna be going
Hey.
top.
I got this.
Yeah. I think you do.
And Mark, thanks.
Whoa, hey, no, whoa, no. You're not taking my car. My Kia EV9? No way. No touching.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to the LCS. I'm here with Sniper after the win against Team Liquid. And I have to ask, your first game in the LCS was against Impact on Team Liquid. You did win, but it felt a little shaky. Here, you got a solo kill against Impact. How did that feel?
I mean, it felt amazing because I was like really comfortable on this matchup and I knew I would do good. So when I got that solo kill, I was like, I don't know, I had like so much energy after that, But then the energy translated into just me dying to a gank, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also you win yet another game on 100 Thieves. You have a lot of early season success. How does the early season compare to your expectations going in from a team perspective?
I think I already talked about this, but before the split, I didn't even think that I was like LCS ready. But when Scrim started, I started like practicing more with my team. I got comfortable with the environment, and I started improving like drastically, And from then on, it's been amazing.
That's awesome, and it's a really short regular season. After tomorrow, there's only going to be 2 more weeks of regular season before playoffs. What are you working on now? Because you're still such a fresh player to the LCS.
Just to think ahead and basically just constantly think about the game. Sometimes I just autopilot, like when I died to that jungle gank. So just being aware of just everything going around me at all times.
You asked me before what I thought of that game. I said it was a banger game. What did you think about that game? Other than the solo kill, what were some of the highlights?
I was for sure a little disappointed because after I got the solo kill, I was up like 20 CS. And if I just didn't die to that Sejuani gank, the game would have went on so much more smooth, So I think other than that, the game was pretty good. A lot of just team fighting.
Yeah. Last question. I noticed during week 1 you have the shirt tuck.
Yeah?
You still have the shirt tuck. Why is that a thing?
Bro, this jersey is so big on me, by the way. Look at this. I look like I'm back to school, So I don't really want to give up that vibe. I want to be
Yeah, I love it. It's working for you. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're done from here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.